In this episode, you'll learn all about body battery and smartwatches, training updates and what I'm digging, group dice workouts and the right dosages. Also, you can train, run, and live 1% better. Let's go.
Dice, baby, smartwatch lies and run dosages. July 1% better, your fortnightly running fix to become the dopest runner in your town. So let's get into it. The power of tiny gains. Good old James Clears. 1% better every day for a year, 37 times better, and then 1% worse every day. You basically get down to zero. Loving this graph here. Loving this chart. Let's blow that one up so you can really see that. There's basically infinite if you go up, and then there's finite if you go down. Get down to zero. So always striving for 1% better. So if you were reading this, but you're going to be talking, I'm going to be talking to you via the camera and elaborating on certain things that I find interesting. Plan on anywhere from 7 to 12 minutes for this. But skim time, if you're reading it, 1 minute, and read time would be a little bit less than 5 minutes. 4 minutes, 47 seconds. What is up? Hello, new blood, invigorating vibes. And to our old pals, a nod of recognition. Again, no cap, but I got a cap on, master of some. These caps will be for sale at some point in the near future. Just got to do a lot of things. I am one person. I am doing my best. So, already talked about what's going to happen. Why not share it? We're in the middle or beginning middle. Share this out to someone via the link, the Substack link or my website link, delatecreates.com/news. Share out the YouTube video if you're watching. Share out the podcast link, whatever platform you're using. Let's get into it. It's actually real quick sponsor, Most Coaching, which is master of some coaching, Most Coach. If you're in need of a coach, I'm finally offering limited coaching spaces. I do coaching differently. So I haven't really gotten into explaining that yet. It's on the roadmap, on the agenda of things. But I like to advise people like a general doctor, a general practitioner, a GP. And you go to a GP, then you go to a specialist. So I like to be that middle person before you might go to a coach. You might want to self-coach yourself, but you just want small little increments of help. Hit me up, coach@delatecreates.com or coach.delatecreates.com. Let's see where that takes you. I think that site is up. So yeah, just go right here and a little bit of sales pitch. That was me in my prime of doing a bunch of stuff. That was a fun experiment that I did. I want to see if I could get the crazy six pack. All right. Welcome to Three Things Thursday. It's dead though. Long live 1% better. The internet's best running tips, wisdom, and bad/dad jokes newsletter. You'll be on your way to better performance in 5 minutes or less. I promise you, because I've spent the last 11 years experimenting with myself, talking to experts and researching a whole bunch to improve my performance as I age. And I want to share that with you so you don't have to waste 11 years because that's a long ass time. Each newsletter will feature new ideas from the internet or me that you can choose to implement right now or in the future. And then I'll talk about a bit of my training. So it's the past, present, future. And let's heel, lock, lace, and tie your racing shoes tight because we're about to get loose on the track. I love writing silly things like this. The feedback loop. All right. So please, if you're feeling this, if you're not feeling it, hit me up. If you want to be on it, if you got articles, hit me up. I really want that stuff. First part, present things you should try right now. Body battery, if you have a Garmin smartwatch, and just smartwatches in general. So Garmin's body battery and other smartwatches are explained. And just really quick, so what is the Garmin body battery? You may not know about this. A lot of people don't. And it's only on Garmin. It's a feature that calculates your energy reserves and readiness for training based on heart rate variability, HRV, stress, and your activity data, and just general movement and data, and sleep. So it also breaks in sleep, and it also knows stress and your pulse oxidation all the way around. It's like having a personal coach on your wrist, telling you when to push and pull back. I'd say a coach, a physiologist, and a personal trainer on your wrist telling you when to push back. So how do you make this work for you? So to use it effectively, you need to use it for, I think, like a few weeks for it to really get you. Always have it on. I actually have an Apple Watch. I do have a Garmin, and the body battery was amazing, but the Apple Watch helps me with my day-to-day life. I wish Garmin did more of what the Apple Watch did because I'd wear it, or I wish the Apple Watch did more of what Garmin did I actually have something called Training Today. So let's see if we can find that. Okay, so Training Today is the app. And what it does is it allows you to use your HRV and your sleep and your activities. And it actually does something similar to Body Battery. And let's see how it looks. So it looks like this. It will give you these really simple things that you can kind of implement and go, am I ready? I'd say it's about 80 to 90% accurate, just like the Body Battery, where I'm like, I don't feel good. And it actually is like, you should keep the intensity easy. And then it's like, I'm feeling meh. And it's like, keep it in the middle. Or I'm feeling really good. It's like there. Sometimes I'm not feeling good and it says 10. You're ready to push hard. And then other times I'm feeling bad. And it's like saying 2 or 1 or 0 and I'm dead. And I'm like, I feel fine. So I think that comes down to the data that it's feeding, that I'm feeding it. And it might not be the most accurate data as most things are. So it's probably right, but the data it's getting, i.e. the heart rate and the HRV and all of my stress stuff, sleep and all that might be off, causing it to be a bit wrong, if that makes any sense. All right, so let's get back to the newsletter because that's the alternate from the Garmin Body Battery for Apple Watch. Koros from my Googling does not have anything like Body Battery, which is sad because Koros is amazing and I would like to try Koros in the future. And I don't think Polar or Suunto or anything have them. So Garmin's in a league of its own. And I feel like it's not hard to make this Body Battery thing and people love it. So again, Koros, Polar, Apple Watch, Suunto, at the time of this newsletter don't have that, but the Training Readiness app. And I will link to that in the newsletter. So get the link from the newsletter. I'll try to link to it on the podcast and on the YouTube, but sometimes it's just hard. So is your smartwatch data lying to you? So this is a fun one that Mike Trees and I in our podcast, Trees and D Lake, deep dive into the tech and artificial intelligence that goes in your watch. So we just go really deep. Artificial intelligence is not here to hurt us. It's here to help us for the most part. And one place is this thing on your wrist, your smartwatch. But sometimes it's lying to you, just like I said about the HRV. So I'll just kind of make this really quick, just the big visual stuff. When to believe smartwatch insights versus when not to. Sleep data is really accurate. HRV stress is pretty accurate. Body battery, I'd say more on the 60, 70% time. VO2 max, no. HRV stress can be a no. Race prediction times, no. Body battery, again, sometimes. If you want some data from a good input, it is V.O2, which is Jack Daniels' formula. He kind of came up with VO2 max years ago, and he has this whole calculator. It's free. It is awesome for predicting training times, racing times based on current fitness. So you can kind of play around with that. You enter in your distance and all that. And that's a really good predictor of VO2 max. It gives you a V.0 score, which is different than a VO2 max score. So what you'll learn in here, what exactly the insights are for each watch platform, why you still need a coach, why most smartwatches don't give you an objective to work towards. Take your smartwatch data with a grain of salt. Recovery times are not optimized for everyone. And I sum it all up. And is VO2 max necessary statistic for running fast for most amateurs? TLDR, I guess, spoiler, it is not. And how do smartwatch insights help you run faster? What we love and what we don't love. I compare VO2 max to Victoria's Secret bras. I love doing stuff like that. And notable quotable, you can make yourself very efficient at running and use very little oxygen. VO2 max isn't the only metric. So aerobic base, smartwatches are getting there, but a coach will motivate and limit an athlete better. Very true. So always fun with the quotes. These are actually videos that I have posted on the social medias. Right. Training updates and what I'm digging. So past things to learn from me moving forward. There's supposed to be a training update from June. I recorded this before June ended, so I like to batch record stuff. So sorry, I'm not recording and then immediately putting this out. The hot dog, how the hot dog's made has been shown. Spoiler, sorry. So I'll update this at some point. So future Darren will come in and update that. Future Darren here with present day training updates for this month, June 2023. June was pretty steady. My life is usually a game of keep the plates spinning. It's a juggling act, which is mostly my fault because of commitments that I have agreed to. But I rocked the hell out of June and was getting amazingly fit. July had another plan for me as one of those plates dropped and set everything else crashing. But we ain't talking about July. Let's get back to June. So I ramped perfectly my running to exactly where I wanted.
My strength training was way ahead of where I usually am. I base my strength on how much I can squat, deadlift, and dumbbell incline bench with perfect form. I was even incorporating a cross training day deep into the season. It was Mondays I was cycling, which I've never done before, and it was amazing. Sleep was being crushed. Nutrition was almost dialed in. I think I even gained muscle weight, which is causing the scale to read a touch heavier, and I'll take that. Love the rhythm of this. Let's get back to it in the future when I do my base training, because I know it works.
All right, how I'm listening to music. So this is a lot of people just listen to music, but have you thought about how you listen to it? So I listen to music actively. So think of active recovery, like, run, jog, or a day where you do an easy run, swim, bike, or yoga session rather than just sitting on your butt, or just standing around. So as a musician, audio engineer, producer, I often do this. Now that I'm doing more content, music is always my background thing. And with active listening, it's like meditation, easy in theory, but hard in practice. And what you want to do is focus on the song. Sorry, not the song, the music track, because songs need to have lyrics in them. My music nerd is coming out on me. So songs have music and lyrics. That is a song. If a track has just music and no lyrics, it's a beat, it's a track, it's a bop, it's whatever you want it to be, but it's not a song. But people still call them songs because that's what iTunes and Spotify still call them songs. I sing songy, if you want to remember that. I personally love to focus on the bass line and drums when I'm listening to a track, whether it has lyrics or not. I prefer to do instrumental because the lyrics can add this layer and contextual subjectiveness of what they're talking about. Love, loss, whatever it is, triumph. So I like to just focus on the bass line, the drums, the groove, or the melody. Some people like to do the melody. This is great for people who may not like to meditate, who want to in between meditating. And, lyrics are fine if you want to do lyrics because you can listen to the melody of the singer or the rapper. They do have a melodic tone, rappers do. And it's good to do this when you're out, when you can't sit there and sit cross-legged. So it's good to do it waiting in line and on public transport, the train, bus, or I guess in an Uber or a taxi or something. Can't do it driving. I wouldn't do it driving. I guess maybe on the highway you can, but you're still kind of focused on the road. But I would please take that with a grain of salt. All right, group dice workouts and dosages. Future stuff for you to try, or physical thing to try in the future, ASAP, as soon as possible. The group dice workout. I like this one. It's fun and unpredictable way to break up a day of hard running. So it's good to do it with other people. And it can be done solo, though, if you're super introverted like me and drained by other people's energies. Why is this important? It's important to add some variety to your running routine to keep it interesting and challenging. The dice workout adds an element of surprise to your training and helps you stay motivated. How to implement the dice workout. Choose a flat surface or track to run on. Roll a dice before each interval to determine the pacing pattern for the rep, or use a dice rolling app on your phone if you don't have dice, because there are dice rolling apps. You push a button and it goes up. I should have a meme. It's the community dice episode meme. It's, oh man, this was such a, if you're into community, it's where's the video? It's just it goes up and then it goes down, and I'll try to play this. There it is. Okay. So
you get lots.
This is awesome. So that's the GIF I'm going to put in there. If you've seen this, you would know. I always think of whenever I think of dice rolling. This is the most meta, wild, existential episode, or one of the most that I've ever seen, and just see that. If you can, it should be on some streaming service of your choice. But yeah, roll the dice. Each number on the dice corresponds to a different pace pattern that you can make up. So you might want to have them. This is a bit heady, but it's different. If you're into kind of making a bit more complex, have them written out beforehand, because when you get tired, you don't want to be doing complex math. Focus on the effort for each pattern. Do the intervals between 400 meters and 1K, depending on what you're training for. If you're training for a 5K, then do 400. If you're training for a half marathon and up, do the 1K intervals. Stop when you've done between 4 and 10K total, depending on how experienced you are. This is a wild one. So the first time you do this, always approach with caution. Here's examples of rolls on the dice and what you can do. Looks kind of like, it's like a fartlek in a way. the question that you can action. This is the mental thing. Dosage. What is the exact amount of training for you to reach satisfaction? So not for you to get gains and get a best time, not for you to just stay kind of fit and kind of healthy. Your own subjective term of satisfaction. And nearly everything in life has a useful zone. 10 minutes in the sun can energize you. 10 hours in the sun can burn you. 45 minutes of running keeps you fit and healthy. Easy, of course. 45 hours of running, even easy, will break you down. This concept applies to many things: work, relationships, hobbies, exercise, food, etc. Life, training, racing, same. What is your dose? Hit me in the reply to this email or go on Instagram. There will be a link when this gets released. And that's it. Nothing else. That's it. Just nothing else for July 2023. Again, if you need a coach, you want an advisor, a middle ground between a coach, a hardcore coach, and you self-coaching and a training plan and ChatGPT. There might be some stuff I'll do with ChatGPT in the future. Not there yet. But if you want someone to just help review your training plans, hit me up. I'd love to do that. coach@dlakecreates.com. Reply to this email or go to dlakecreates.com/coach. Just type in D-Lake Creates Coach and you'll find it. And the PPS, why do you run faster when you have a cold? This is a fun little riddle, and I won't give it away. So go on the newsletter to click that, and someone will take me out with a fader. Whoever edits this will probably be me. Thanks for tuning in.
D-Lake Creates